Uh-oh, am I no longer? Yes, I am screen sharing still. Good. Why did I click on cable advisory when I meant
I
to?
just resent again. We just sent the plan. There was a little bit of other stuff that was with it, but maybe that, it says it's sent on my end.
Yeah, nothing
It was-
yet on this
And
end.
it was 92 KB, whatever, if that's a number that means anything.
Oh, that's small.
Yeah,
So,
nothing's
no. I see it on my thing. Oh, there it is. Isn't that it? No.
No,
That's a
this
different
is
one. No, that's another
Oh, this
hearing.
is Sylvia. Okay.
yes, exactly.
Well, that's
So,
good. I know that. I know about this one.
So we're going to start here. I'm going to open the hearing for the notice of intent for, now that I've lost the email, for Roman and Sylvia Ruzbasan at Lot 4 in Glenwood Place. Let me see about zooming in a little bit. So, Julian, take
Okay.
it away.
How are you?
Oh, just
Well,
fine today.
We're proposing a single-family house as shown on this plan. We're not really close to any of the wetland resource. We are proposing to put up a straw wattle as shown on the plan, just to make sure that nothing goes towards the wetland. The septic's already been approved, so that's going to stay the same as it's shown on the plan.
Mhm.
And it's pretty straightforward on this one.
Yeah, and the only reason you're here is because the corner of the garage ticked
The
the bucket.
corner of the garage touches, and some grading, because they want a little bit of a flat
No, that's
area
true.
around the garage.
Yeah, I can see
There's
that.
some grading. But I try to hold it as far away as I could, and that's what we did.
All right. Questions from the commission?
Is there a
Questions?
number or any comments yet?
I think, I don't know if we did get a DEP number on this one.
No, I haven't seen anything come through yet for this one.
They're so bad.
Yeah, they've been
I don't
very
know,
slow lately.
Oh, it was going pretty good, even during this Corona stuff, and then it just stopped again. They just, I mean, there was a time I submitted probably a month and a half ago, 4 different ones in different towns, and boom, 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 we got the DEP number right away. And now I just submitted this one and a couple others, and I got a confirmation today on one. I was asking to follow up for a meeting for tomorrow, and they took the time to follow up and say, we're very busy and we're working on it. I wish they just hit the DEP number button, and then we'd have been all set.
All right, since we don't have a DEP number, I hear no other questions. There is nobody else from the public present. So I'm going to ask for a continuation. Motion to continue. Skip motion. Jared seconds. Roll call. Danza.
Aye.
Clark. Gentilucci. Crane, aye. So we will continue this next time, 7/21, if my number is correct.
And Julian, we discussed earlier before you joined the meeting, we're not going to assign hearing times anymore. We're just going to kind of leave it open. So just assume that for now the meetings are going to start at 6 p.m.
Perfect. At 6.
Yeah,
okay.
We're going to keep going at 6 until we get back in person and then see what happens then.
Perfect. Okay.
And the answer is we're not going to be in person anytime soon. We'll talk about that more. But
okay.
So next we have 44 Woodside. Oh, it's 48. Let me pull up 44. That's not 44. Let me go, right here. So we need 44. Oh, that's the NOI. I just want the plans. So I will open up a hearing for an NOI for 44 Woodside Ave. There's a single family house.
Yeah. Single family house.
Yeah, this is the one that's entirely within the 100.
Yes. Yep. And the grading, 90% of that grading has already been done when they built the road.
Right.
They pushed the material over and they compacted it when they had the machines there.
Yep.
So that there'd be no issues. They actually had all these, where these houses are going, they had Yankee Engineering test all the footing areas. So, and this was designed and done actually probably about 4 years ago. So the way it was designed was to fit a single family house with a driveway from the front. We kept it that way, it'll minimize the amount of fill we'd need to come in from the side. And that's what we've got. And they're all on water and sewer. So there's no septics and there's no wells. It's all municipal.
Right. As you said, a lot of that fill's done.
And the erosion control is already in place. And as we talked out in the field,
for ages now.
Anything that gets replaced will be done with straw.
Great.
S&M, that the company that everyone uses around here, they're all on board with the straw situation now.
Great.
So.
All right. Questions from the commission? What's that? No, this house is not built. In fact, we were there. The location's been staked, but that's about it. It will be 44. Oh, yeah. Is there a DEP number for this one, Julian?
I didn't see that either.
No, that's a negative on my end. I haven't gotten DEP numbers for anything lately.
Oh, okay. Sigh. Okay, then hearing no questions, I'll take a motion to continue. You have a motion from Skip.
Second.
There we go. There's a couple seconds. Awesome. Roll call. Gentilucci. Aye. Clark. Aye. Denza.
Aye.
Crane, aye. So we will see this one next time. Now let's go to .48 Woodside. I'm going to open a hearing for an NOI for 48 Woodside Ave. La 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 la. Yes, it's another single-family house.
And that's pretty much same situation. It was all of the heavy grading was done as part of the roadway when they did the road. This one has the detention pond over to the left, which is all in place.
Yes.
And you can see the pipe doesn't show, but that's a manhole, and that's the flared end that comes from the street right there. There's a piece of, it didn't come up in the viewport. That pipe, there's another manhole that connects all that.
Yeah, that's up on the road, right?
Right, yeah, right there. And again, we, water and sewer is municipal, and we had the silt fence and hay bales set in place before they did the road work, and they worked up to that point, and that's where we're at. Also,
Julian,
no
is
DEP
this
number.
line at 978, the dashed line, is that the buffer?
I would say that's a 100-foot buffer.
Yeah, so how close does that put this corner of the house to the wetland?
That would be, you have a 15, those are 2, 4, I would say 26 feet, 27 feet.
Okay. We're shifting to 25, by the way,
Okay.
as much as we can. We recognize the tenuousness of any number that we make greater than 0.
Well,
but
we will try.
I'm saying in terms of preference, you have a stronger preference towards a 25 rather than a 15.
Yep.
Joe had started that before he took a sabbatical. But that's just for your information. I'm not.
No, we're gonna. I will start when I can. I will absolutely conform to that.
And that's fine. Thank you.
Unfortunately, on these here, they were done. I mean, these were laid out 5 years ago when the design was done. So
you have a huge setback problem on this lot compared to where the wetland is and where the house therefore must go. I get that.
Yeah, and we'll make sure it's, the good thing is the slope going right near the wetlands right now is already growing.
Yes,
So-
right.
So we were fortunate with that.
Yeah, it looks like driveway looks a little steep. Am I wrong?
No, it's not too bad. It's definitely a steeper one, but it's probably 9 or 10%.
Yeah, all
And
right.
then it flattens out near the house.
Right.
But
All right. Other questions
so
from the
again,
commission?
no DEP number.
Hearing no other questions, I'd like to take the motion and continue, please. We have a motion. We have a second. Tamika, did you hear that? Who did which?
Oh, I didn't hear who did which.
Jared did the motion and Skip did the second.
Okay, thank you.
Roll call. Gentilucci. Clark. Denza.
Aye.
Crane, aye. So we'll see you for 3 of these next time.
Yep.
Wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the right one. So now we're at 134.
Nothing came through on my email.
Nothing came through. Why isn't that working? I see it on my
suspect
phone.
I think it's too big.
Murphy at townofrutland.org.
I believe so. Let me,
Yeah, nothing came through.
But it said it's sent, so that's what's confusing me.
Yeah, I don't know where it went.
It's surprising.
Is there another email we could try that I can try to get it to, or is it got to go to
Send
that?
it to me.
Peter.
Okay. And what's your?
Peter_Crane. You sent to me before.
Yeah. So let me try that. Give me 1 minute.
Because I'm not using a Town of Rutland email address, I actually have a slightly better email size that they allow.
Julian, were butters notified or anything for this one, for 134?
No. Do we need to do that?
Yes, you also need to do that for an amendment.
Okay. All right. Well, that didn't get done, so I guess we'll just continue to the next meeting anyways.
Julian, Anita's gonna need the hard copy to clock in, and also a $35 fee for the TNG for the ad.
Notify butters. $35 fee. Okay. Now, the hard copies, do they have a Dropbox set or something in
They're open.
now?
They're open to the public again.
Oh.
Yep, they're open from 8:30 to 4 Monday through
Oh,
Thursday.
Yep. So all right. I will get you the electronic. Somehow I'll get it to you tomorrow.
Okay.
When I get back to my office, we'll figure out where it's going.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
But then a $35 check for the TNG.
Yep.
And then re-notify the abutters.
Yes.
134. And what is the date of the next meeting?
July 21st.
July 21st. Okay. Hopefully by then we have. We don't need a DEP number for this one. No, we already have one.
We already have one.
Okay. So at least that's not going to hold us up. The only one we could have done.
Naturally,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, but
All
that's
right,
all
so
right.
I'm going to officially open the hearing for the amended notice of intent for Deanna Long,
Okay.
134 Wachusett Street, just so that we can,
Close it.
no,
Or continue
the
it.
hearing to
Okay.
July 21.
Okay. And I will notify the abutters by then and get a check and a hard copy to Anita.
Fantastic.
And just so you guys all know what we're doing and why, is I started the 401 water quality process. And for that 298 square feet that we were going to fill, it's like I was trying to fill the Grand Canyon in the eyes of the DEP and the DCR. So my client decided, he asked me what an alternative is just bypass them all by just spanning over it. And he got a price for an arch. It's a low profile arch. It's 16 feet from one side to the other so that we don't touch 1 square inch of wetlands. And it's low profile, so it's only about 3.5 feet up. So the openness part of it is way larger than what we need. And he says, well, time is of the essence. What I spend in material and parts will save me in time, because he wants to do this summer. And that's why I decided to go that route. So no fill.
Great. So as soon as we get the electronic version,
Yep.
we can each look at it so we can come prepared with anything about the orders, so we can also get the orders done next time.
That'd be awesome. I'll make sure. I'll talk to you, Tamika. Make sure that you get it this time. I dropped the ball. I didn't follow up to see if you actually got everything.
Sure.
I had an issue with. I don't know if it's on my end, because I've been receiving things, but I had in the town of Holden, I had submitted some stuff, and she got it, but it couldn't open. And then they come to find out it was on the town of Holden's end. It wasn't my end. So this email world is, I don't like it.
Just for my knowledge, Peter and Steph, is this something that, like, I would need an NOI that has different information that I'm then going to have to use to create a new order of conditions, or am I just going to be changing information in the existing one?
So as long as the impact, if any of the resource impact numbers are changing, then an updated NOI sheet is needed. If nothing else, maybe Julia, if you could just do a quick cover letter just discussing the changes, just so we can put in the file. And then
Okay, the cover letter will be real simple. There is
Yeah.
0 wetland alteration, 0. So
Right.
it went from 296 to nothing. So that's an easy one. I can add that.
And then, Tamika, I can always kind of go through with you how to do an amended when we get there, but it's
Okay.
the same exact form. Instead of checking just the NOI, you literally, the next one over, you just check amended. So if nothing's changing, it'll probably be a big copy and paste.
Yeah, he sent it again.
Okay.
Send it to Peter Crane too.
Do we have Peter Crane's email? Can we send it to?
All righty. Did we formally close?
No, we have not voted.
Then we need a motion. Have we motioned and seconded?
No.
I'll
We have a
move to
motion in the
continue.
second.
I'll make a motion. First.
Yep, and we have a second from Skip. Clark. Danza.
Yes.
Gentilucci. Crane, aye. Carries. I think that's all the hearings for the night.
No, we have to
Oh,
continue.
no, there's one
We have to
more.
continue
That's
Bingo
right.
Hill.
I will reopen the NOI hearing for CB Blair Development Corporation for 0 Maple Ave, lots 3 and 4. Motion to continue, please.
So moved.
We have a up. Melissa's got a motion. Jared seconds it. Gentilucci.
Aye.
Clark. Aye. Danza.
Aye.
Crane, aye. Now maybe we're done with the hearings?
Yep, I think we're done with hearings. Hi, hon.
All right, so let's get through these COCs fairly quickly. 131 Pommogussett. I drove past it today. You could tell from the lush lawn that, and in fact, he was mowing it when I drove past. So that looks like it's in really good shape. I didn't see anything that suggested any issue anywhere down. Anybody see anything different, or what did anybody else see is the right question for me to ask.
I also feel by today. Drive looks pretty good. Salon, well stabilized.
Right. All right. And that includes down the hill, because from the road, you can see pretty far down. It's surprisingly good for that. Other comments? Like a motion to sign the certificate of compliance for 131 Pommogussett Road with the provision that I'm allowed to sign on behalf of the entire commission. We have a motion from Skip.
Second.
We're fighting for seconds. Awesome. Danza,
Yes.
Clark,
Aye.
Gentilucci,
Aye.
Crane, aye. Moving on. Certificate of compliance for Stephen Brusso, 13 Cedar Ave. I did not look at this one. So any comments anybody has? How old is this? How old were the orders for this one?
I want to say these ones were like 1998.
Yeah,
If
this is
my
the one
memory
that's,
serves correctly. He still resides there. It's his full-time residence. He and his wife are going through a divorce, so they needed to get that part of it taken care of. But you know, there's no sale of the house involved. There's no work done, anything like that.
yeah. Oh, there'll be a sale of the house involved. One of them buys it from the other. Okay, I will take a motion to sign with the usual provision for me to sign on behalf of the commission. You have a motion and a second. So it's Jared motion, Skip second. Gentilucci.
Aye.
Danza.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Crane, aye. Carries. We have a COC for Christopher Zekos, or Zekos, 8 Carlsons Way. Anybody visited? You did.
Tamika, was this the one that the order says it has to have a statement from the engineer?
Yes, it is. And I've been in contact with the attorney's office, and they've been trying their best, and they keep coming up against a wall because, as you know, CNS Builders has long been out of business. They tried reaching out to the engineer that was listed on there. They have no idea. The homeowners have since the closing has gone through. The homeowners had no paperwork on any of that stuff. So at this point, they weren't really sure where to take it, and they asked if the commission would consider approving it without that.
So what do we need an engineer's drawing for?
So it had at the end of the order of conditions that that we needed a statement from the engineer certifying substantial compliance with the approved plan.
That one's strange. Did anything look bizarre that we would ask for that specifically, Melissa? Anything weird about this site?
Not that I could necessarily see. I mean, not having the original plan, maybe they had some restoration work or something. But I mean, driving past it, there didn't seem to be anything outrageous that kind of would make it out of the norm.
Huh. No walls, no. Okay. And you didn't see any problems?
No. The house has clearly been there for a while. Everything looks good to me. The garden full stabilized.
And how old is this one?
This one, I believe, was 2007 when the house was originally built.
So it's still 13 years ago. I mean.
Yeah, the conditions long expired.
There's one on, we got a COC request maybe, wasn't that long ago, maybe 3-4 months ago.
Okay, yep.
And it was right around the corner.
Right on the corner.
Right around the corner from it.
All right.
Right down the hill. Maybe a few houses down.
Because we've examined it, we don't see any problems. Everything looks right. Everything looks good. Everything looks stable. I don't object to signing an order without the letter from the engineer. Does anybody think differently? I don't mind if you do. Let's just talk about it. If we want it.
Do we have the exact wording? I was trying to find the order of conditions, but that condition.
Do we have the exact wording of the condition, Andy?
Let me bring it up. Hold on. It said, oh, and there was also supposed to be, oh no, that wasn't on the lot, that's why. So it says, prior to the issuance of a certificate of compliance, the applicant shall provide certification from the design engineer or other qualified individual that the work has been completed according to all approved documents and plans. And on other lots, it looks like that it may have been, they kind of copied and pasted for most of the subdivision, because it also had a special condition that was written in for lots 4R and 7 that said vegetative buffer and markers 15 feet from the BVW, which this was lot 10. So I think they just kind of maybe put that on all of them because it was closer to the wetland than some of the other ones that we would have typically approved. So that would be my only, in that it was like a subdivision that they, would think that they'd all come in at the same time probably, but.
Right. You're trying to sell, is that correct?
Yep, the closing has actually already happened.
They sold the house.
Oh.
Yeah, when the attorneys, I talked to them a couple of days ago, she said, the sale has already gone through and this is like the last check we need to do. And so they kind of just wanted me to plead their case, I guess, to the commission. They did make a good faith effort. I think it's just one of those unique situations where, the builder's no longer in business. If they ever did submit that paperwork to us, honestly, I wouldn't even know where to begin searching through our piles,
Right. That is a fair observation, Tamika.
I mean, if it's from 2017 sooner, I've got it. But before that, I don't know.
Yeah, I think given that it's not one of the lots that seem to be particularly right upon the wetland, and I think driving past whoever may have seen it, there wasn't anything that stood out to me that would make it, a necessity for that statement.
Okay, so how do we document that we are going to forego the letter?
I think just issuing the complete COC is
That's
fine.
all we need to do. Okay.
Yep.
So hearing no objections, I'd like a motion to sign the certificate of compliance with our usual Peter signs for everybody provision. Skip moved. Jared seconds. Clark.
Aye.
Danza.
Aye.
Gentelucci.
Aye.
Crane, aye. That carries. We're going off the board a little bit because there's another request for COC for a house at 4A Watson Lane. It's they're closing on the 15th.
Correct.
And we only got the request
late this morning I got it.
Yeah, late this morning.
I didn't make any promises. I did let them know it might not happen tonight, but I at least wanted to present it to you guys and see how you felt about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is a timeliness to it, and so I did go out and I visited the site. There was no one home when I visited, but I did a fast walk around. The lawn's immaculate. The pool is fine. I'm not thrilled with how close they brought the line to the stream at the back of the property. And they are pretty close to the wetlands on the west side of the property, but I don't think that's out of character for the time when these orders were written. I actually don't see any pure violations, and everything looks good and stable. So did anyone else go out and make it onto the property?
I did a drive-by.
Okay, Jerry did not go onto the property, and it's a long driveway. It's one you can't get to from the front. And I only went on the property because I rang the doorbell to see if they were home.
The homeowner did email me back, and he said there was no problem with anybody going on the property, even if they weren't home. So just to make you feel a little bit better that they were okay with that.
Well,
Yeah.
we do technically have an open order of conditions. I mean, an open. You know what I mean. Moving on. So again, given the age of it, given the condition of the land, I don't see a problem. I'll accept a motion to sign the COC for 4A Watson Lane with the usual provision.
I'll move that. I also took a look by and it looked good.
Great. We have a motion. We have a second from Skip. Gentelucci.
Aye.
Clark, Danza,
Aye.
Crane, aye. All
You guys are
right.
the best. Thanks for doing that one last minute.
Yeah, I don't mind these easy ones because I was told this actually used to be Lenny Gangle's house.
It is, yeah. So I grew up in that neighborhood,
Ah.
yeah, Lenny and Charlene used to live there for a long, long time.
Well, let me tell you, they did not cut corners.
No,
From what
no.
I could see inside, looking through the windows, and I could see all the boxes from them packing, but the details were
There's
something.
beautiful pictures online of the house from the house sale listing. It's really an immaculate house.
All right, moving on. Discussions. Follow up on 40 Prescott Street. I am very displeased.
Because today's the day, isn't it?
Well, yes and no, because she's away. She's away for the entire month of July.
Peter, I will
August
add
1.
though, somebody, I sent the enforcement order certified mail. Somebody did acknowledge receipt of it, and I got the return receipt back. So somebody received the letter.
Do we know the date of the receipt?
I don't, but if you give me a minute, I can run and go grab it.
If you don't mind, because there are questions
Okay, just don't say anything while I'm gone.
No, I'll wait.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Right. Take it easy, slow and easy, Tamika. No tripping and breaking the leg. I don't remember exactly what happened to Karen Greenwood, but she broke both her legs this winter.
What?
Yes, same incident.
Oh.
And which is why she's resigned from a couple committees. So I don't want that to happen to anybody. Oh, what's this?
Okay, I'm back. It was received on June 23rd, and it was signed by Mrs. Moody herself.
Ah, so she was supposed to have hay bales, straw bales up within a week. That puts it at June 30th, which is before she went away, and there's nothing up. Not only is there nothing up, it looks like work is continuing, because when I went by today, I saw that there was a whole lot of 1/2 or 3/4 inch stone. As you're looking at the house, it's to the right of the house and goes pretty close to the no, you're right. I said right. One day I will learn my right from my left. See, I said right, but I signaled with my left hand. So let's try again. So looking at the house from the street, to the left of that, there's some lawn, but there's a whole bunch of 1/2 or 3/4 inch stone. Looks like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't want to pretend to guess what they're doing, but there's a stone and the bobcat's there. There were no workers. There was nobody at the house that I could tell when I drove past. I admit I didn't go up to the house. But clearly, no bales have been put in place. There is, however, now a stockade fence. Not stockade. Post and rails. There is a fence put up on the front of the property now. And the house is getting worked on. Within 100 feet of the pond and the river that we told her she can't. We said she could do some things inside the house. So I'm not sure what our next step is. Yep. Yeah, I think the loam had already been spread. There is still a pile left. I don't know when it was seeded, but it's clearly taking. And because it's taking, she must be watering. She said she would send the picture of the stone wall for that's the side of the stream, brook, whatever that is, water flow, and I have not received anything.
Neither have I.
Okay. So I think we're kind of stuck here until August 1 when she says she returns. Let me just look at the calendar very quickly. Come on. August 1 is a Saturday. Our first meeting is the 4th. Yep. So that's good. We will be discussing this on the 4th of August. Well, that's the question. Is it, Melissa, is the right next step to write a nastiergram that you won't receive until August 1?
I don't think it would hurt to send her a, hey, our deadlines are our deadlines, because I think we explicitly told her that even though you're not here, these are the deadlines we're giving you.
Right. And she didn't object to any of them.
Correct. I mean, she participated in that meeting with us.
Yep.
Especially if work continues to happen, I think that's a big problem, and that all of a sudden, control is slowly losing her grip on the control. So,
yep.
Before, and while some, work might be minor around that, I got to drive past it to see what the work on the house is, but,
some portions of siding and windows based is what it looks like.
Okay. See,
I think the siding was probably pulled off so they could replace the windows.
Okay. Yeah. See, that is not, I guess, a big deal necessarily, but it's more the stone and.
Yep.
So the work on the house itself, that wouldn't necessarily trigger anything, any review of cost, right?
Sure. What is it? It's within 100.
But the work on
but
the house,
but it's on the house. It's not disturbing dirt.
That's what I'm
so on the house is fine.
Well, the house is fine as long as they deal with waste appropriately.
Right.
Correct.
And that's why we would still be involved, just to say, hey, watch your waste.
Yeah, but pretty much, anything she does in her yard, if it's altering it, is jurisdictional.
All right. So I'm in favor of writing a nastiergram. And then
it doesn't even have to be nasty, I would say. It would just be, your deadline is, approached or passed, and, we have not received anything. Please note that you are still in violation, and your immediate assistance or cooperation is needed.
Okay. Well, actually, quite honestly, if I don't see improvement in cooperation on the 4th, I'm calling in these trials and having her take over.
Yeah.
She's already happy about it.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, all right. So that's our plan. We'll write a. Yeah. So Melissa, if you wouldn't mind giving Tamika a hand in crafting that letter, because I know if
Absolutely.
I say it's going to be major bitchy, and let's not do that this time.
I would appreciate that, Melissa. And then maybe too in the letter, if we can just note the August 4th and the start time for the meeting, because I have no other way of communicating with her other than snail mail.
Absolutely.
Just so, she can't say like, oh, I didn't know that I had to be there kind of thing.
Yep.
Okay. Would you like me to also send this via certified mail to see if we get a return receipt back?
I think we should, because we're going down the violation track. So I think keeping track of dates is good.
Yeah,
Okay.
Everybody in the room agrees.
Okay, you got it.
Marvy. Okay, that's enough for 40 Prescott. Miles Road, Pommogussett, the sewer easement. Did you all read that marvelous? Actually, I think Joe did a nice job describing what happened. What happened, what he did. I haven't gone and looked at the final state of work, but I can do that anytime we want. So Melissa, I hadn't gotten your opinion on Joe's submission to us, submission quote unquote to us.
No, I agree with you. It was very, I guess informative. It's just, I guess, what's his next steps that he wants to do, or the commission wants to do. If he is going to put in some of these culverts, do we want a formal application of some sort? Whether it's just an RDA or, because I think it's enough of a forefront that if he continues to do work, in terms of installing additional culverts, it's less of an emergency need.
Right. All right. I'll reach out and I'll have that conversation with him. He did not seem, the last time I spoke with him, he didn't seem inclined to do more work near there because he seemed to think that it's going to take care of itself. But I'll make sure he still agrees with that. Okay. And if he thinks that there's more work to do, then we'll figure out the right form. And I think an RDA is the easiest thing for us all to do.
Yeah, I mean, especially if it's, a little, I guess, ponded area that's just been created from unfortunate happenings.
Yeah, exactly. What other questions or comments on this?
I thought his letter was really good. Actually, I found the sketches pretty descriptive. And after reading it, I didn't quite understand what he was planning and what was going on. After reading this, I completely understand.
Okay, good.
It makes a lot more sense. Has the work happened yet?
The work should, yeah, the work's completed.
So it's done.
Yeah, the work was,
here it's done. Okay.
yeah, this had been in progress when we all talked about it the first time, and it planned to be done within a day of that. And so this is all ex post facto documentation of what he did.
Okay. Do we know how close the work that they were doing to fix this area up, how close it was to any? It sounds like part of the issue is where they were clearing through the easement. They were running into some pretty wet areas that maybe weren't map wetlands, but
I can actually get you a pretty good idea. Once it comes together. Come on. Yes, I still agree. Oh, Millbrook right here, and it's right about here. And if I take out my measuring stick, oof. God, I hate computers. Measure. Oof. If I find the closest, that's probably right around here, which is pretty close to the closest spot. That puts it at, well, actually, that's 127 feet.
oh, okay.
So he's not even within. Yeah, it's roughly 120 feet to the edge of the map wetland.
Okay. So what's mapped is outside the 100 buffer map.
Yes.
But it sounds like where they were doing some of this work, there were some wet areas, questionable.
Yeah, well, it rolled down the hill and then got stuck by the sewer pipe and turned it into a berm. Right. I don't think they intended to, but that's what happened.
Yeah. And I saw in your two wrote that they continue to keep the easement cleared.
Yep.
Either annual or semi-annual, pretty infrequent, it sounded like. And additional drainage modifications are expected, but not as involved. So
I expect. So I'll talk to Joe to see if, and we'll come to an agreement as to whether or not it needs an RDA just to finish up.
Yeah.
Well, it's that far from the mapped wetland. I don't know what reality is. It felt closer than this just looking at it. But I don't want to claim to be a wetland scientist either. And Okay, anything else on this one? Moving along, MACC dues. So it's time to pay MACC dues, is it, Melissa? Melissa, is it, Tamika?
Yep, we got our fiscal year 2021 bill in the mail. It's for $434, and then I'm gonna have to add an additional $120 because we have 2 more members that are not accounted for in here. They only gave us 5, so I have to update that information with them.
So Tamika, the fees are actually per town. So the $60 extra is only just for staff.
Oh, thank you for pointing that out. Okay.
So you just have to update the roster with the new
Okay.
people. So you don't have to pay extra because it's per population and like financial aspects versus member numbers.
Oh, excellent. Okay, well then the total we have to pay is $434. And Peter, if I could just have you remind me which account that gets paid from, is that the Wetlands Protection Act account?
No, it shouldn't be. This one is probably purchase services.
Okay.
Oh, but I do want to be careful. Let me get back to you on this, just because
Okay.
I want to make sure we've got the right money in the right place to also pay for email and all that other stuff.
Okay, I'll wait for you to get back to me on that then.
But let's get a motion to pay the bill, please. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Clark, Gentilucci, Denza,
Aye.
Crane, aye. Okay, so we'll get that paid as soon as we can agree on which account we're going to steal money from. Well, we're going to use for this. This isn't stealing. This is actually using it the way it's supposed to be used. And you know what? Maybe the Wetlands Act is a really good choice. All right, well, we'll talk about it, Tamika.
Okay, no problem. I just have to, and I'm sure you guys probably don't want to say this information to the public, but I just have to get Jared, Melissa, and Skip's home addresses and their telephone numbers to add to the thing. Melissa, I have your phone number.
So if you all would just email that to Tamika.
Yeah, I'll send you a quick text, Tamika.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Another off the board thing. I mentioned this a little earlier, but I'm going to go into it publicly now, which is our ability to meet in person. Massachusetts has entered phase 3, and that means with the rules that it's not a public indoor gathering of 10 people. It's a gathering of 8 people per 1,000 square feet interior. This room is 600 square feet-ish. But the Big Blair conference room is 1,200 square feet, which when you do the math is 8 people, 12. So it's about 10 people can meet in that room. The problem is that if we try to meet there and our usual 6 show up, and then we have a Julian or other applicant and a member of the public, we're at our max.
Even with all the doors open, that's all occupied space.
Because nobody out there can really take part in this meeting, I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to say. So for the time being, we're going to continue Zoom. And the other piece is that we don't yet have a technological solution that solves the problem of everybody in the room being able to hear what's happening remotely from Zoom, and everybody in the room, everybody out in the world hearing what's happening in the room, and TV being able to record it. We don't have a solution to that yet. As soon as we do, lots of things can change.
So even with that, they can't do it.
Correct. It is 8 people per 1,000 square feet of space.
That's all right.
Yep, doesn't say. I'm not going there. I have no idea how big a population is going to be allowed upstairs in the library. I don't know when they open it. And I believe I've been told they're opening the 27th. World's turned upside down.
I got your email. Thanks, Jared.
You're welcome.
All righty. Is there any other business before the commission tonight? Hearing none, I will accept a motion to close the meeting. Motion to adjourn. Motion in the second. All in favor? Danza,
Aye.
Clark,
Aye.
Gentilucci,
Aye.
Crane, aye. We are closed. Thank you all so very much.